Uh, uh, yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Vid YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. I'm your host with the most origination here today to give you Chelsea versus Chelsea versus. See, I'm in the old season. I need to get the new season, and that is to give you the latest Chelsea transfer news. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Listen, man, a lot to talk about today. We actually got a Here We Go today. Again, number two, this look like quite likely. Whether it'll be EKITIKE, whether it'll be Gyökeres, we'll discuss. Some links in regards to the winger market, some centre back links. Listen, a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. And as always, listen, I'm going to give you my personal opinions on players, whether or not I feel like we should be going for them or not. And if, there's better alternatives in the market. You know me, Vision Nation, he's always got another guy that's available that, you're going to like for sure. You know what I mean? Vision Nation, he has the numbers of him. He has the statistics of him. But most of all, as my left I will tell you, he has the stats of him, baby. So, listen, that's what I'm here to tell you, lads, for sure. But before we all do all of that woke nonsense, and I give my £1 for the 1 hour stream I'm going to do today, listen, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure, as you're coming in, to tell a friend, helps me out and helps the channel out at the end of the day. So please make sure to do so. Hope you all do well. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. I should tell you, by the way, there will be 1 minute in the stream, but we'll have to pause because I have to take some actual I have to take some eye drops. I have to do it like on an hourly rate. So there may be, I think, either once or twice where I have to just like leave the stream just to go and get a cheeky eye drop because it's prescribed to me. So just to let everyone know, hopefully that's okay. And just to let everyone know beforehand, of course. So you guys know beforehand and it's understood. So let's get into it. But listen, before we even get into transfer news, let's talk about this yesterday, just quickly in general. And that is, of course, in regards to Chelsea winning the Conference League final. Now, again, let's not get it twisted. It was to be expected. You know my thoughts about the Conference League. I call it the easy league. We should be winning it anyway. I'm not here to, glaze up the Conference League. You know what I mean? Not here to cook thingy up. You know what I mean? So listen, I am just here to, again, say we've won the Conference League. For me, more than anything, it's not even about a club thing. It's more so to do with, in my personal opinion, to do with, of course, just the players themselves. And in Silver, again, you guys have had my thoughts before. Sometimes when you've got a young squad, you need that growth, right? You need them to complete certain side quests just to help these guys out and stuff, whether they like it or not, whether it be, conference leagues, FA Cups, Carabao Cup, Europa League, you know what I mean? Listen, as I always say, and as I've always said to many of you guys before, that's the sort of thing that you need to be looking at here at the end of the day, right? That's the objective. That's why I didn't mind winning Conference League. That's why I was also after us trying to go and get even an FA Cup, Carabao Cup. These things help your team. They help to build hunger, particularly when you're a big squad, such a young squad as well. You need that sort of thing at the end of the day. So listen, I'm happy for the players, happy for all of them in general. So I want to get that out of the way. Obviously, poor first half, great second half. Happy for the players. Listen, we move on and we keep it cooking. But let's start, obviously, with the main breaking news, of course, which I know everyone is here for. And that is, of course, on Liam DELAP. And let's see just how it unfolded over the day before I give my obvious thoughts and opinions on Liam DELAP first and foremost. So it initially started today with, of course, David Ornstein. David Ornstein came in quite clutch. He initially reported, obviously, let me just bring it up for everyone here. I'm just going to use Pies' page, to be honest. It's quite easy, to be honest, at this point to use him. Right. Obviously, to make that a little bit bigger for everyone. Obviously, it just came out that, obviously, Liam DELAP prefers Chelsea over the other clubs. And that was the main thing that has been spoken about, of course. Then Fabrizio also saying that Liam DELAP has given green preference. Has given preference to the Chelsea project, and Chelsea are expected to seal the deal soon. Then David Ornstein, obviously, if he just spread his Athletic article just a little bit in general, obviously, he then mentioned that sources at teams including United, Newcastle, Everton, Forest, AC Milan, and Juventus, speaking on the condition of an anonymity to protect relationships, said they are now where he's heading elsewhere, of course. And then we then obviously got the Fabrizio break-in. Chelsea are set to activate Liam DELAP's 30 million release clause. Enzo Muscat appreciation and UCL football made the difference, right? And of course, we then obviously didn't get Chelsea strike total agreement with Ipswich for Liam DELAP. So that's, of course, talking about the release clause and everything that needs to happen. That's been confirmed by David Ornstein. But then we got the big here we go, obviously, from Fabrizio Romano. Nice little, of course, cheeky Photoshop there for Liam DELAP. But yeah, that is the player we're going to be getting now, confirmed as one of our strikers. And then he says that Liam DELAP will sign CFC contract in the next 24 hours. So by tomorrow, he will be a Chelsea player, all things going well. Now, the other thing I should bring up whilst we're speaking on this, Sky Sports Germany information is that Liam DELAP transfer does not affect Chelsea's interest in EKITIKE. Chelsea are still pushing for EKITIKE as well. Another thing to consider just whilst we are speaking about strikers, of course, is that early in the morning, again, Record Portugal, they have been quite known to be a bit more reliable when it comes to Chelsea news, of course. And they have said that Chelsea have made an inquiry for Victor Gyökeres in the last few hours, right? So that's been the last thing to speak about. The striker talk, unless, there's something else that I'm missing. And, oh yeah, this is something funny about from Wesley Fofana. But other than that, really, the only thing we need to know is that Joe Shields obviously was very helpful in us making that deal happen. Now, obviously, I'll make sure to read the comments in a little bit, but just in general discussion terms and to speak about stuff in general, let's just speak about Liam DELAP. I think, again, from a price perspective standpoint, £30 million, I actually don't think I think it's a no-brainer for me. Again, I think I understand people's thoughts and opinions about, the age maybe, the experience level as well. But I think if you just look at it from like an experience standpoint, is in his first season, he's produced similar numbers to Jackson, 12 goals, 2 assists, in a team which is, in my personal opinion, not producing as many chances as Chelsea, right? And he's been able to do that. I think he also, in my personal opinion, fits an archetype that we desperately need, right? Again, a guy that can head the ball, a bit more of a bully type of player, a lot more physical than Jackson, in my personal opinion. Can drive at teams, can get into the box for crosses, can be a good open header, in my personal opinion. And listen, I think for me, in a team like ours, where we consistently cross the ball, you got no IQ now, as I like to call him, crossing the ball all the time, Madueke crossing the ball. Our team loves to put in cross into the box. A guy like DELAP will be eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I think for me personally, from that standpoint, I have no qualms of a name DELAP. I think for me, the second question that you got to ask yourself, though, and this is the question I look at there, is that I don't think you can necessarily just bring DELAP by himself, right? You've got one archetype, but you need to bring an archetype B, in my personal opinion, right? And that archetype B obviously is a Jackson, but you need to bring a guy that can be better than Jackson, that can improve us as well, right? So that's what I'm looking at the end of the day, in my personal opinion. So I think from that aspect, right, EKITIKE, I think fits the bill there quite well, in my personal opinion. I think he's much better than Jackson. But for me, again, I look at that, and we'll discuss that a little bit more, EKITIKE. I want to get to his numbers, do a bit more of an in-depth discussion. Obviously, you know me, Bridge Nation, that's what we try to do here. But just getting slightly back to the main topic of DELAP. Again, the price you're paying for him, the stuff that he's going to be doing for you, in terms of our season being very long already, Club World Cup, you've got Champions League, Prem, Carabao, FA Cup. He adds that to you, adds an archetype you're missing. Now, I get the argument that many people will make, which is like, listen, there's another guy that's there, that's in, which his name is Victor Osimhen, who can be what he does at maybe a much better level. But it seems to me, as of right now, when it comes to Osimhen, it looks like he's pricing teams out of a deal. Now, that may be down to his wages. It's looking like for me more than anything else. And so I think, look, you've got DELAP, a younger option, but he's still, at least you can say now, somewhat proven. He's had one season in the Premier League, and that's looking good for us at the end of the day for me, right? Again, in a Chelsea system of which a manager that knows him, a sporting director that understands him, a head scout that understands the way he plays, I really do not think that there's much of an issue here at the end of the day when it comes down to DELAP. But guys, I look forward to one of you in here. Please, man, let me know, bro. Right, and I want to see what your opinions are, what your thoughts are. That's what I want to hear from you. But let's start with my good friend Oliver. He's just hit a comment. He says that DELAP has ability, not sure about the fit though. I need to see more of him in tight spaces rather than with acres of grass to drive to. He must produce more for us in the air too. No PL headers yet. I think that's a fair point. I think again, a lot of that again is going to be about him adjusting to the way we play in the team. I think the heading up stuff, I think is going to be much more of a different thing, in my personal opinion, Oliver. I think he actually will suit us a lot more. And I think he'll definitely produce more fast in the air. I think the crosses that we produce, like I've always said, if there was a striker that can just get his position much more better, I genuinely believe DELAP is much more effective in that aspect, in my personal opinion. So I think for me in general, he's the guy that's going to be, I think, a much better fit for us in general. So that's what I'll probably say to you, Oliver. I'll answer that question in a bit. Ted Lang, let me just save that for us, of course. Let me see some of your other comments. Be up to you, Ernie. I guess Arsenal dropping out of Gyökeres race because Bluco billionaires. Maybe not. We'll see. Again, we'll discuss the Gyökeres just in a little while. Bear with me on that one. Be up to our boy Endurance. No, uveitis. That's what I've got, mate. Thank you for asking, though, Gabriel. Hey, but let me see what you were saying, bro. I would take DELAP as a rotation and go and get me a main elite striker. I think the thing about main elite strikers is that if you just look at the way Chelsea's acting as of right now, I don't think that's going to be the case, right? Let's look at it from a logical standpoint here, right? Barring Gyökeres, who apparently been inquired for, we've not looked at Osimhen. So realistically, there's none of the elite strikers that are being looked at right now. So it's just about we have to look at the guys that are currently available, that the club are looking at, the guys have scouted for the longest, right? Which is who? Sesko, DELAP, EKITIKE as of recently, and even Gyökeres who they scouted. I remember that was much earlier in the season, right? So those are the guys they're going to be going for. My thing for me, one of the things you need to realize, the club likes to do package deals. I don't know if Osimhen is willing to meet that. It doesn't seem is willing to meet that. A lot of club, and again, the thing that surprises me about Osimhen that I think a lot of people are not understanding is that if Osimhen was so easy to get, believe you me, this football club would be making it happen right now, bro. They wouldn't even wait for DELAP. They would get this guy straight away, bro. That's the one thing that I think we are missing here. We know the way our club works, right? We know if this guy was available and you could get him for what they wanted to, they would be doing bang. You would be seeing him right here next to us, bro. So I think for me, there is no there's listen, if he was available for us and the club wanted to get him at their price range, it would have happened by now, boys. You know what I mean? They would have even done a pre-agreement, right? So that's what I want to say at the end of the day in this regard. So I think with the Osimhen stuff, I just think we need to be a bit more objective in the way that we see things, right? If it was gonna happen, we would have known by now. That's why again I look at DELAP and I'm like, DELAP is clearly the guy that's in the Osimhen mode that you've got in the Premier League. That's for 30 million. The manager knows him. The head scout knows him. He's had I think a good start to the season, similar to Jackson numbers that he got last season in a weaker team, in a relegation team, I should say, not even just a weaker team. In a relegation team, I really do not see, where things can be going wrong there. In my opinion, though, again, I think that's just a no-brainer. And again, I think one thing about Chelsea that you know about, and that we all know about, bro, is that they love to make these type of signings. So again, I think for me, this is the guy that I think will work, that will fit the system. So I have no issues with that at the end of the day. Let's read some more of your comments. DELAP brings brute force and agility. We haven't had that at a striker like that since Diego Costa. I agree, Alan. Thank you for that. Boo to you too, C-Neck. Hope you're doing well, my brother. Yeah, I did see that. We're going to discuss that as well. Then there really aren't many elite strikers available on the market. I agree. So I don't get it. We are signing only one striker in DELAP, or are we getting another two? I think for me, Ahmed and Ahmed, I should say probably. Again, it's looking like we're trying to get two strikers at this moment in time. So that's the way it's looking at. Bring Glock 9, we will discuss him. By the way, I noticed that the so-called front runners left the Bucharest race after record Portugal linked him with us yesterday, even within 2 hours. I think the thing is, CFC, to give Arsenal a little bit of levity here, and Arteta himself, Arteta has always wanted Sesko at the club. That's been his number one target. I think it was the new sporting director, Berta, that was saying that he wanted Gyökeres at the football club. So it clearly looks like Arteta's won that fight, and that's why they're targeting Sesko more than Gyökeres, in my personal opinion. And I think with Gyökeres in general, it's not just the Premier League that obviously wants him. There's going to be teams in Italy that want him for sure. There's going to be teams in France, maybe even in England, of course, right? So there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be in for him as well. So again, listen, I don't really see that thing from an Arsenal perspective. Now, let's actually talk about the other guy that I want to talk about. Actually, no. Before I do that, let me bring up Hugo Ekitike's numbers, actually. Let's use FB Ref. I like to use my good old friend FB Ref. You know what I mean? That's my guy. That's my that's my bread and butter. That's my barbecue chicken, as I like to call it. Now, let's not get it twisted. It's not always reliable, but listen, it's all. I think in general, he does a good job, in my personal opinion, of just showing us the statistics that we need to see. But all present, share screen. Liam DELAP. There we land. All right. So this is Liam DELAP. Obviously, as you guys can see, obviously this season the Premier League, 12 goals, 2 assists in 2,593 minutes. Right. So if I just look at obviously his numbers in general, right? Non-penalty goals, he's in the north, obviously quite poor. Again, this is again, he's doing this in relegation side numbers, of course, which again is to be understood. This is why I'm not going to cook him at all here. But I think one of the things that I want to be looking at here is this thing: progressive carries and successful takeovers. That's one of the things I want to look at, right? Because I think one of the things that we've spoken about before is that sometimes when you've got a guy like Jackson, he's Jackson can drive the ball fast, can move the ball fast, but having a guy like a Liam DELAP, who's a flipping bulldozer, that can do that for you, that can run at defenses, and that can scare defenses. I think one of the things that Jackson's a different archetype. But when he's running against a guy, when he's dribbling against a guy like a Van Dijk and Konate, he's not going to be striking necessarily fear against them, right? Because he's not got that physicality, in my personal opinion. But then when he has to go shoulder to shoulder with them, or maybe just go past them, he's a bit of that physicalness. He's not able to do it, right? So I like that. I like that thing about him, in my personal opinion. So listen, that's one thing to look about. One thing I wanted to look at, that obviously this versus forwards, of course. One thing I wanted to look at is that obviously players that he's similar to, obviously Mateta. We've spoken about Mateta before, right? And guys like that. and everything like that. So again, I think from that perspective, I think Liam DELAP, definitely a guy that I'm looking at. I'm very happy that he brought from a club perspective. Salah's going to feast again. I think for me, we have a 2-week window, which is this week and next week, to go and get EKITIKE. And I think if the club is smart, they'll try to. I think EKITIKE and DELAP's deal all together will be done by next week. I think we will have 2 strikers by next week, in my personal opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but again, we need to realize, guys, yeah. And I keep on bringing this up because I think a lot of us do not realize this. Yeah, Club World Cup is in 3 weeks, boys. The first game of the Club World Cup is the 16th. That is legit in 2 weeks, and out 2 weeks and a half. The club needs to move as fast as possible. I don't know if many of you guys read the report recently from the Telegraph, but they were just mentioning from a Manchester City perspective, these guys are trying to get all their signings done before the Club World Cup. So the club is moving fast. We are moving fast. Like, I don't know if you heard. I remember I was listening to Alex Goldberg actually about this, and I think he's one of his bad feeds, or what he calls it, like some of the stuff that he's heard is that we legit were speaking allegedly with Gyökeres's not Gyökeres, sorry, but Hugo Ekitike's guys, yeah. Well, last night, bro, we were winning. We were playing in the club. We were playing in the Conference League final. That just shows you the speed at which the club is having to go at to get these deals speedily done, better, faster, to make stuff happen, in my personal opinion. So again, as I said before, to think about, right? The fact that the club is doing this stuff here whilst we are in a Conference League final, right? I think for me, shows to me that the club knows that there is a ticking time clock to get a lot of these deals done. You're looking at Liverpool getting their deal done early. Let's talk about City. Atletico trying to get their deals done early because they're in the Club World Cup. Madrid, United, bunch of clubs that are trying to get their deals done. Whoa. Did I just get raided or something? Whoa. I just got a super raid, I think. Big up to whoever's raided. But yeah, I just saw the number just jump from like 60 to 99. Damn. But big up to everyone that's here. If you have raided, still want Samu Ahmed, there's no point of getting Samu, with all due respect at this point, because again, because fundamentally, big up to my boy Igal, man. Big up to my boy Igal for the raid. Much appreciated, my brother Igal. Thank you, bro, for the raid. Much appreciated as always. Big up to my boy. But no, just going back to the comment about Samu Omeridion. So it's not for Omeridion anymore. I don't want to keep on it, but just to comment on Samu, you've now got a similar archetype now, Liam DELAP. It's too late now. Secondly, Chris, as you would know, we destroyed that brother, bro. You know what I mean? We destroyed Samu's heart. You broke bro's heart, bro. I don't know if people forgetting this. He failed his medical, and then we tried to renegotiate the stuff, and then we threw him away because Jorge Mendes wanted us to get Jorge Mendes wanted us to get João Felix. So again, that just shows to you, man, the way the club was moving, man. They moved very dirty on the brother there, but they violated them. I always say they violated them. So listen, I always have a soft spot for my boy Samu, so I don't want to. So listen, I don't think he's going to come to the football club. But listen, big up to everyone that's here. Make sure as you're coming in 24 minutes in to like, share, subscribe. Helps me out and helps the channel out at the end of the day. Guys, I'm 10 away from 830 subscribers. If you want to help me out, please helps me out and helps the channel out at the end of the day. Just 10 of you to subscribe. Very helpful at the end of the day, please. It doesn't cost you that much to subscribe. Thank you. Ahmed, is Noni staying? I think he probably will stay. I think we'll discuss that a little bit more of the Sancho news, but it's looking like to me he's probably going to stay. Evening Power, big up to you, my brother. Hanif, hope you're doing well. Chelsea was moving mad. Yeah, we're moving mad because we have to, I think. I thought Alvarez would be a better option than DELAP, but we are shopping in Audi now. You know what it is, Hanif? I don't know if we're shopping in Audi. I think the problem with listen, I would love Alvarez. I wanted Alvarez to come to the club last season, but I think realistically, Hanif, he would have suited us, but he also wanted the summer sun. You know what I mean? If you don't like Manchester weather, London weather is basically the same, bro. There's no difference in the weather, bro. You know what I mean? Just because you're going down south doesn't mean the sun's going to be shining any longer. So I think for me, I get it. But I think also you need to, one thing I always talk about, Hanif, and I'm pretty sure the chat understands this as well, if you're a long-time Bridge Nation watcher, you have to also look at what is the market giving you? You know what I mean? What is the market giving you? That's the one thing I always talk about, right? What is the market giving you, right? The market is giving me, barring Osimhen, who I think is a good player, but I personally wouldn't want him at Chelsea, but that's just a Bridge Nation thought. Barring him, I look at Sesko. I'm not really looking forward to that, brother. Gyökeres, I think there's a lot of question marks in him that people don't want to have a discussion on, particularly for what he's doing at Portugal. Again, I go back to Samu. Samu got, I think, 20 goals, half his goal tally, I think, in the Portuguese league. That is, again, I look at that and I'm like, ooh, what is going on there? You know what I mean? And again, the history of the Portuguese league, Conceição Ramos, my brother, Darwin Nunes. You know what I mean? Again, another striker, even though he doesn't necessarily play striker. You look at João Felix in the medium to long term, and the way he's turned out, another one right there. That's 3 guys that I've talked about, yeah, that just in the top of my head, yeah, that have come for that league, yeah, as of recently, that I've not banged in that position. The only guy here that I can genuinely say that I somewhat banged in that position is genuinely Taremi, because I respect Taremi. I think Taremi's done an all right job at Inter. Yeah, and then the only other guy I can probably say is Evan Nielsen so far is looking like he's doing something at Bournemouth. He's not got the numbers yet, but he looks like a solid player. That's the only 2 players I can say right now, yeah. Evan Nielsen and Taremi, somewhat, yeah, that's it. Other than that, I don't know what we're talking about there, man. But in that league. And again, DELAP needs to develop, needs to grow. EKITIKE, I can say the same thing, needs to develop, needs to grow. But in his current state, is he good enough for us for what we need to do? Again, yes, I look at this as a 1-2 punch. You need to look at it as a 1-2 punch, baby. You know what I mean? Listen, if one of the guys that's not working, you got another guy to work, right? So you need to also look at it like this too. Guys, 30 million for a player like DELAP is not usual in this current market too. So I feel like, again, we need to understand. I sometimes always talk about listen, there's expectations and there's reality, right? Expectations is that, yes, I want to get the most elite of the elite striker. But then if I look at the reality, Osimhen may be demanding way too much for the club. Other clubs aren't going in for him, which is another thing we need to talk about in Europe, right? And then what is available, the rest is available for me. I have to make do with what I can. That's the best thing I always say. It doesn't matter. But that's just from my perspective. Sancho is staying. Inshallah, he's going. We'll talk about that later. Do you think, I'm going to save this comment. Trust me, bro, I'm going to discuss it, I promise you. Without Sancho, Chelsea would not have time. Okay, you know what? Let's keep it pushing. I keep saying that EKITIKE is better than Gyökeres. I think, yeah, the problem is Bundesliga versus his league. And the thing is, I've not watched much of EKITIKE. So I'm going to, even though I remember the season that he kind of broke out, but I've not watched him what he's been doing in the Bundesliga. So for me, I'm going to kind of hold my breath on EKITIKE. But of course, the Bundesliga worry is a valid worry. But the thing is, he did do it before he went to PSG. He had a great breakthrough season in Ligue 1, which is also a good sign, in my opinion. That's what I would say to you, PFA. Are you not dominant? If you're not dominant, just let me know. But I thought you were dominant. But this is me. Again, listen, I'd have preferred Mateta. The question is, you know what the way that Chelsea works right now. I just said, listen, it's good. Listen, would I like Mateta at the club? I would love Mateta at the football club. Don't get twisted. I would love him. But we need to also understand the way the club works now. This is not, the way I always put it is, our club works now on a certain model. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of the situation, bro. I hate it. I mean, I like it because, like, listen, I want certain players of certain ages above certain 25 years old to be coming into my team because they will provide necessary experience and quality. But that's not going to happen. So as such, I have to work within the parameters that are given to me. That's the same as life. Listen, I work as a flipping pre-construction engineer. In life, you're not going to, as a pre-construction engineer, you're always going to be given constraints. So you have to work within those constraints to make stuff happen. If things can't happen, you told them how we can do it a little bit differently, do stuff differently to make stuff happen. That's just the reality of the situation, bro. You're never going to, that's just the way, sorry, I should say, that's the way the cookie crumbles. There we go. Big up to you. DELAP's 30 million. Yeah, and Benfica's in what league, Yusuf? Come on, bro. Please fix up, bro. Yeah, 12. Yeah, exactly, bro. Listen, Jackson only got 14, and people were glazing up Jackson for getting 14 goals. You know what I mean? And in a team that was feeding him, by the way, we were feeding him. In last season, this guy's not been getting fed, and he's gotten 12. That's all I have to say, bro. Oh, look at this facade, man. Hold that Sesko, bro. Hold that Sesko. Hold that Sesko, Saad. Hope you do well, my brother, man. Hope you do well, my brother, Saad. Always, my guy. That's the most in 36 appearances, 6 goals, cost United an arm and a leg. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Gyökeres goes into a Premier club and gets less than 15 goals. That's the thing that worries me. I think Gyökeres, there's a lot that worries me. Again, our team is not even working the transition. And I feel like that's what he works best in. So I don't think he even suits us from a transition standpoint. I just think there's a lot of stuff with Gyökeres that I just look at and I'm like, Nino, Nino, Nino. You know what I mean? Alarmy, alarmy, alarmy. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at from him. And so for me, from my perspective, I'm just like, you know, I need to start doing the we. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know what I mean? It's not feeling it, man. You know what I mean? This is, I feel like, yeah, I've got a meme for everyone. This is the meme. You see what I mean? That's what I feel like with him. With him, I'm feeling that little, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's the one thing about him. Now, listen, let's actually look at his numbers. I want to actually look at Victor Gyökeres. Let's look at Gyökeres' number right now, yeah? Give me a moment, boys. Yeah, Gyökeres, right? Got 39 goals in 7 games, right? And then in Champions League, got 6 goals in 1 game, and that's in 8 games, right? Right? And then if you flip it, bro, he's actually look, he's doing these numbers in the Portuguese league contents. He's in the 99th percentile, 99th percentile, 99th percentile, bro, 96th percentile, 99th percentile, 99th percentile. This is ridiculous numbers, by the way. Jeez Louise, bro. But again, I have to add the context. It's the Portuguese league. So that's the thing, isn't it? So again, this is why, yeah, I just look at that and I'm like, you know what I mean? I have to look at it and I'm like, I'm not too sure about you, Jack. You know what I mean? It got me like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not too sure about that one, big one. Give it to you, Joey, man. Hope you do. I hope you're having a wonderful day, bro. If you want to hop on, let me know, bro. I just thought 9 p.m., so I thought it was a bit too early for you. So that's all. It's Victor Gyökeres' dream to play for Manchester United. Listen, if you want to go United, be my guest. Bro, I'm going to be so real with you. United ain't making that load. So if you want to play for United, man, I'm loving it. Hey, I actually do think it matters, Jose, because Darwin Núñez is from that league. You know what I mean? You know who's also from that league? Kaká Ramos is from that league. A lot of lads that, you know, we've spoken about from that league that, you know, are just not good enough, buddy. So I'm not really looking at that and thinking, you know what, yeah, let's make that happen, baby. You know what I mean? Last time you got someone from, you know what, yeah, Bundesliga is another one from Chelsea. You know, oh, who do you have a Bundesliga get? Timo Werner? Yeah. Christopher Nkunku, even though I love Christopher Nkunku, he's my brother. You know what I mean? Like, sadly, he's not worked out for me. Kai Havertz, another one we got for the Bundesliga. Obviously, he kind of like, you know, we evened out on that one because he got me a UCL in it. So, built to him. But sadly, any other Bundesliga player, if you're not named Andre Schürrle, I don't respect you, man. And Andre Schürrle, Michael Ballack, who's the German league right now that you bought from them? That's it. That's all I can remember right now. See, I'm cooked. Ahmed, but also compare Gyökeres' stats to others in the same league. He's well clear of anyone, which is a good sign. In the same league, yes, because again, he's playing in the Portuguese league. Don't have the good strikers in there that I know about. Maybe it's Samu, and Samu's like in his first season. People like, what are we doing? Like, come on, bro. Like, this is why, like, I can't necessarily, you know what I mean? I can't necessarily deal with that. Do you want to expand on that, Senior, please? Expand on it, Senior, please. All right, guys. In 4 minutes here, I'm gonna get a quick eye drop. I need to get a quick eye drop here into my eye because, like, I need to get it done really quickly. All right, just give me. But it's gonna be in 4 minutes. I'll let you know when I leave. But Nkunku, Felix Jackson all need. But oh my god, I need to stop typing on Tariq's comments, bro. This guy is always he's giving him Mazzolini stuff, bro. He's saying Mazzolini stuff. It's not horrible because we at Chelsea know what happens when you get from certain leagues, bro. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why we're acting like this. It's not even a horrible take. Like, yes, thank you. But you know what it is, Jose? I've said this before. Even if I move away from a statistical standpoint, which let's remove that quickly. Let's go back to the Bridge Nation by himself, right? If I look at it like this, yeah, and it's quite simple. I feel like he's more transitional. He works on the transition, on the movement, that sort of thing. I don't think he works for us in that aspect because we don't work like that, bro. You see the way we play, you see what we face on a week in, week out basis, bro. We don't face in transition. We're facing flipping low blocks every single time, bro. The only time we're facing transition is when we're trying to counter. And again, when it comes to Chelsea, it's very rare for us to even get a counter every now and then, considering the way we do stuff. And listen, we should give credit where credit is due. You know, when we were under Pochettino, which, you know, we saw what happened there, when no one had respect for us, we could counter them with ease. Gyökeres would be eating, bro. You know what I mean? Gyökeres would be eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, but I would say no. I think he's transitional when he's driving with the ball when we're on the move, right? I think that's fair. But what I would say to you, TKL, to disprove that is that DELAP also is a guy that's a fox in the box, right? You know what I mean? That's what you want to be getting TKL. You want a guy that's going to be a fox in the box, a guy that can, head the ball in, put it into the back of the net effectively and well. So that's the type of guy that I'm looking at there. And obviously that can do a job effectively. So for me personally, that's the other thing you need to look at, right? The DELAP is not just there. DELAP is there for me because I need him to head the ball, bro. Because remember, guys, everyone's been on the watch longs here, or this is the post-match reviews that we've done on this channel. Oh, why are you crossing the ball for? Come on, Neto, bro. Why are you crossing the ball for? Man, wait, Kane, why are you crossing the ball for? Oh my God, who are you passing to? The ghost of Drogba, ghost of someone else. You know what I mean? We say that every single week, bro. You know what I mean? We were actually getting angry about the fact that Kukurea, for example, was heading the ball for us. I mean, we need to cook that. So, and for me, DELAP is where we do that sort of thing. So for me, that's the way I look at stuff yet from an objective basis. That's all it is. And Gabriel says, I agree, stats can be misleading, but he's clearly hitting amazing goals and did well in Europe too. So can do it against top opposition. Based on the market, he's a good price. We need a 9. I think though, Gabriel, yeah, and I want to add context to this for Gyökeres right now. I think for me, if you look at the Champions League, right, the Man City game, we know that they were a catastrophe. Now, I think he scored against Lille, if I'm not mistaken. Lille is a decent team. You won't see me hate on Lille, right? I think there's like some other teams that are in and within that range. The problem is, yeah, I look at the teams that he scored against in the Champions League, barring a Man City, of course, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, the quality there, you know what I mean? Is that quality, can we attribute that quality to that's what we're going to be seeing in the Premier League? You know what I mean? A lot of the teams he's facing, they don't respect Sporting. The way they respect Sporting is that they attack and he attacks. That's the way it works. You know what I mean? But when he's facing a low block, you know what I mean? When he's facing, it's Sunderland. You know what I mean? Sunderland, Stadium on Light, Tuesday night, you know what I mean? Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Easy got to be able to handle that. You know what I mean? That's what you got to look at too, bro. I'm not really certain that's going to be what he's going to be able to do. I'll be honest. I can see Joey's there. Big up to Joey. Hope you doing well, Joey. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
You bad? I'm going to get my eye drop. I need to get my eye drop now because it's an hourly thing. Can you just hold the fort for 1 minute for me, please?
Yeah, of course. Of course. So, I mean, here's the thing, right? I'm actually kind of happy we got DELAP. Like, we've been wanting a backup striker for so long, right? Like, we've been wanting this backup striker for so long. It's just good to finally get somebody in the building, bro. Yusuf. His last 60 shots are. Do you see how he's been created for? What are you talking about? He's not clinical, bro. He doesn't get the opportunities to be clinical, bro. What are we even talking about here, bro? Yeah, Sunderland and Light Boxing Day. Low block, spooky. That sounds about right. That's probably Boxing Day. They probably give it to us on Christmas like they did for fucking against Wolves. I mean, he can become. He can become the starter, but I still think we need to get another guy to compete with him. I'm done with fucking with Nico Jackson. And I think the club is too. Ibrahim, I feel it, bro. I feel it. We need new wingers too. Our whole attack is a problem, bro. Our whole attack is a problem. See, I'm not the fan of Gyökeres that everybody else is, okay? I'm not the fan of Gyökeres that everybody else is. That's just a fact. I'm just not. Everybody loves this guy the way that they have a love affair with this guy. I don't see the same type of striker that other people see. That's just my opinion. But like to me, obviously, I've always been wanting Osimhen. If it's not Osimhen, I'd rather have EKITIKE because at least he's a different profile to DELAP, in my opinion. That's just personal there.
Big up. What did I miss? What have I missed?
Nothing. I'm just speaking to the chat. Nkuku just got Nkuku news came up. Tottenham inquired about Christopher Nkuku. He's open to staying to Bayern. staying in the Premier League, but he would be welcome to a bid from Bayern.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll discuss that.
Yeah, Ted. That was Rob. Rob posted. Rob, I forget his last name.
It's just Rob. I think that's what he's just called, literally.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah.
But
RPJJism. That's his name.
Yeah, journalism RP. He was the one who came out and said. He was the one that came out and said Liam DELAP is Romeo Lavia, which means Caicedo is someone that with a big price tags around the corner, bro.
Yeah, I think that guy's gonna probably be EKITIKE in my personal opinion. That's what
Same.
But listen, again,
I do wonder. I still wonder about Victor Osimhen. I still wonder.
He's too similar to him. That's the problem.
Too similar to who?
I think he's very similar to DELAP, my personal opinion. So
not similar to DELAP.
You don't think so in terms of what they do?
No, I think if anything, Gyökeres is too similar to DELAP.
Fast. But listen, I think for me, at the end of the day, I don't think Osimhen's coming. You know me, my thoughts. I just don't see it happening.
No, that's not even what I'm saying, bro. I'm not even saying. I just wonder what's happening with it. There's nobody linked with him, bro. Nobody.
This is the thing that I was saying. I do think, on some level, that when it comes to
I think he's just pricing himself out of a move.
Yeah, exactly. I genuinely think it's just a price thing, bro. I think we live in an era now where if you're going to be paid 350k a week, bro, we got to believe in you, bro. I don't know. And the thing is, I don't know if Premier League clubs or clubs in general are willing to do that.
Price himself out, bro, from everywhere. Man. Not even just Premier League clubs, from everywhere.
Because listen, he's like I said,
there's not a club in Europe that want him, bro. It's crazy. This is one of the most talented strikers in football, and there's not a fucking club in Europe that wants the guy.
But you know what they say, man? How greedy, man? How greedy? How greedy? Osman's going Al Hilal. Listen, he's going Al Hilal, man. Let's just keep it real, man. But well, listen, there's a lot to discuss, obviously. So listen, the topic also I want to talk about, which is Sancho. Now, listen, guys, I'm still telling you he's gonna leave the club. Listen, I'm gonna stand on that. I'm gonna stand on business, as they say, or is there not what as the kids say? And I'm gonna be very real with you. That guy, he's not making it. He's not making it. But Chelsea are in contact with Jadon Sancho's representative, and he would like to stay if they can agree on the contract terms. And then obviously Jacob Ben makes this little thing. Oh my goodness me! Come on, Bridge. There we go. Club preference is for Sancho to stay and adjust his wage to fit within Chelsea's incentive-driven structure. Chelsea will return the player if they can't agree terms. Now, again, to me, that sounds like a whole load of nothing. Essentially, are you going to meet our terms? If not, you're gone. And the question is, I don't know how much is he on? He's on. I think. How much is he on right now?
With United?
Yeah, with United.
250.
All right, so he's on 250 United. Realistically, at Chelsea, they're probably going to ask for him to get 100 million, right?
I already think they've agreed 100. I think we're going to try to get more than that, less than that, bro. If you're telling me, not what.
Oh, one second.
Think about it this way, right? Ahmed, think about it this way.
Time out. I've got to read 1 second. Big up to my brother Hussein for the raid. Much appreciated, bro. Big up to you, man. Wow, over 200 of you guys in here. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Obviously helps me out to the channel out as well. Make sure you also subscribe to Web Sports. His link should be in the description. And I'll also put in the title as well whilst he's talking, obviously, about Sancho. Go ahead, my brother.
So with Sancho, right, we're only paying 100K for him right now. So I would assume it would be something like that, where we're getting him for 100K or less, less, and then he gets 100K while we're in the Champions League, kind of thing. And bro, if he wants to be in London, so it's I just wouldn't give him a long contract. If you're gonna give it to him, I just wouldn't give him a long contract.
Yeah, I'll be surreal, man. I hope it fails.
Yeah, well, I think we sell Madueke.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man.
There you go. So we both have hope.
Yeah, listen, but the thing is, I've always said that. By the way,
No,
you getting sold.
It's gonna be less than 100K. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And if it's
Listen.
not, Man United can deal with them.
Listen.
Literally, it's that simple. It's gonna be less than 100K. If he's willing to take less than 100K, then it's Man United's problem to keep paying.
But they're not. But did I not say? But listen, one of the things I've said, yeah, just want to make this clear. I've said, by the way, he can be sold. I've even given a realistic scenario where he can get sold. So if there's one thing about me, even the guys that I like, I've said there's ways out for them at this football club. So listen, Sancho Nation, inshallah, man, we're gonna be seeing you away, man. Listen, hopefully that's the last time I see you with the goal.
Nah, bro. Sancho's a good squad player, bro. Like,
I'm sorry.
Not for the wages that they're paying. Man United were paying him, but he's a good squad player. I don't know why you could say otherwise.
He's not. I don't think he's that good of a squad player. That's just my opinion. Listen. I would hear it even if we say Madueke too. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? I hear it even with Madueke.
Bro, see that? That's the problem. People don't get it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If he doesn't take less than 100K, I don't give a fuck. What is a slap in the face? Because guess what? You ain't playing anywhere else. Manchester United's going to have to sell you. And you not getting sold for less than 20. You're going to have to go to some random other fucking club and get that same number that we're going to offer you.
Has he seen the way he's been playing? Has he seen the way that he's been playing? Like, what are we doing?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's going to end up being less than 100K. That's what I'm saying. It's going to end up being something like that.
But listen, man, in honor of Sancho's last game at Chelsea, I've got a nice little video for Sancho, man. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be good?
Bro, you better not play some stupid fucking clip, I swear to God.
Listen, it's an elite clip, man, elite clip. This is gonna bring memories, yeah, of when we signed him. And I remember, man, listen, if you remember, man, listen. I remember when he signed, bro, the way the streets were talking, man. Even I was talking crazy, man, when we signed him like this, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro, I don't know what you're talking. I don't know why you talking like we're not gonna see him again, bro. You don't even know. See, this is what you do, Ahmed. I know you too well, bro. You do these things, and it always fights against you.
Right, man.
It always goes against you every time, bro. You always do these things, and then it ends up.
I am willing to lose again.
These people in the chat have seen you getting bit in the ass over and over and over again.
I'm willing to lose again. Chat. Big up to Knicks Nation. Listen, can you hopefully get 3-2? We'll see tonight, man. That's for sure. Big up to my boy Curry Pirate. It's cold. Exactly, bro. I can't lie, man. That shit was cold. I can't even lie to you, bro. I remember I was watching that, bro, and I was like, damn, that shit was hitting different. It was hitting different, man, back then. But listen, you win some, you lose some. On to the next one. Ahmed, please jinx EKITIKE. I'm not gonna jinx anything. I can't even jinx that one.
He wants it. He wants it to happen.
Yeah, I can't even jinx that one. I can't lie to you, man. There's some things you just can't jinx. I wanted DELAP to happen and it happened. So there's something you just can't jinx it. You just can't jinx something. But one thing I do want to talk about.
This is what happens, Ahmed, when me and you start getting links to the fucking football club. This is what starts to happen. You start to act like, oh, we can't jinx it. Oh, because you have information. We both have information.
There's some things that can't jinx.
We're sitting here with information, and we know that this fucking EKITIKE deal is serious as fuck. Like, it's serious as all fuck right now. And people don't realize how serious it is, but it's serious. And the only and by the way, people don't know this yet, but Win Stanley was the guy that got rid of Gyökeres at Brighton. By the way, I don't know why people think that this is something that people haven't really wrapped around yet. He has to Gyökeres still has to say, "Oh, I'm okay with going back to the club, going back to the sporting directors that shoved me out of the Premier League the first time." I'm not.
Say quickly.
And to be honest, bro, I'm not sold on this guy, bro. What makes people so sold because he scored 50 fucking goals in Portugal?
Again, I've said this before, Joey. I've said this before, bro. I don't want to speak too much.
In Portugal, bro, we saw what Darwin Nunez did. We saw what Gonzalo
People glazing the UCL numbers, yeah? Let's break down the UCL numbers, yeah? He got 6 goals in the UCL.
Okay.
3 of them came from Man City when they were in a catastrophic state.
Yeah.
One of them, if I'm not mistaken, came from Lille. That's it. The other two came from like some other random games.
Deals. Wait, put deals as the championship thing up. Put it for me. This goal. Joker scored. No, this one right here. Down one more. Down this the at the bottom.
At the bottom, is it? There's
one more up. One more up. There you go. Deals. Name me 2 strikers who have been successful in the Premier League from the Championship in the last 2.
I'll give you 2.
Because you're gonna name me Ivan Toney, and I don't know another one.
You can name the guy at Aston Villa, whose name escapes me right now.
Watkins.
Yes, because Watson's won the Championship. He's been successful to an extent.
Are you really counting Villa as a? By the way, did Coventry go up?
No, Lamp's heartbreak. Lamp's heartbreak, man. Lamp's heartbreak. Vardy's another one actually.
No. When Gyökeres was there, did Coventry go up?
No, he didn't, man. He could include Charlie Austin. Charlie Austin's fair, I agree. Abraham was kind of successful.
Any of these strikers you just named, you're spending 70 million on?
No. But I think their point is that they were at least giving you 15 goals. Even Chris Wood, I'd probably include in that, by the way. Chris Wood is a successful from Championship to Premier League player as well. I'll probably add.
But once again, that's not my question. These are all players who went from the Championship, played in the Premier League with the team they brought up from the Championship. Now, once again, has there ever been a player that was bought from a Championship? Because I don't see much difference from the Championship Gyökeres to the now Gyökeres. I'm being dead serious. Not that different. Has there ever been a player that was bought from the Championship as a striker and came up in a league? Never is the answer. Never. There's never been a striker that was bought from the Championship from a team that was coming up and that was successful. Never.
The thing about Bowen, it took him a year or two, if we're being fair to Bowen.
And Bowen's a winger, by the way. Why are we doing?
Bowen's even. I know.
Vardy wasn't bought by a champ, but Vardy was at Leicester.
Yeah, Vardy was at Leicester, and even when he was still at Leicester, when he came in from the Championship to the Premier League, it still took him a year or two to start getting cooking as well. So again, I think.
See, I tell you guys keep on saying Toney, and even Toney, he brought Brentford up. What did Gyökeres do for Coventry?
Shout out Cov Nation, man. Shout out Cov Nation. You know what I mean? If you know about Covini,
I'm just saying, bro. There's some big signs, son. There's some big. What do those goals mean if you couldn't even get your team up? What do those goals mean if you couldn't even get your team up? Like, seriously.
I'll be real, J-Bo. Listen, I think my thing about him, is that he got 39 goals in that.
You're like Soldier, bro. See, this is the stupidest shit in my.
Wait. Yo. I want to add context. No. Can I say something? Yeah, I've got a good one. I've got a good example of Gyökeres. Yeah, and you know I've used this example already. Gyökeres' goals divided by 2 was reached by Samu. Yeah, a guy that only got 9 goals in the previous season in Deportivo. Yeah, in La Liga. And that was a relegation fight inside.
And how many goals did Samuel have?
This season he's got 19. Again, this is why it's a little bit sneaky. 39 and 19. That's basically essentially he's got. If you do just 8 divided by 2, that's 19.
Bro,
right?
You know, if we get him, son. If we get him, bro. If we end up getting Gyökeres, I've been hating on this guy all year, son. So like,
it's looking spooky, man. I'll be honest.
I didn't watch fucking. I don't need to watch, bro. I watch this motherfucker's goals. Everyone is the same fucking carbon copy goal off the left, cut inside and shoot. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Literally. Give me a fucking break, bro.
If he comes to the club, listen.
Give me a goddamn break, bro.
We will support him, but like, I'll be honest,
man. Give me a goddamn break.
There's too many question marks with him. There's just too many question marks. Like,
bro, give me a break, bro.
Yeah, exactly. There's just too many question marks. Like, I don't know.
Seriously, son.
Yeah, but Henry scored similar goal like that. Yeah, but again, Henry is a left wing. It was a left-sided striker, bro. He played as an LS.
They play 2 strikers too in that system.
Exactly. So I don't know what we're trying to. I don't know what the argument is there. And even at times when they wanted to, they could shift Henry onto the left wing to do that job.
Yep, exactly.
And the problem is, yeah, we
and where did Henry play at Barcelona?
On the left wing, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you. I'm done.
And also, like, and then listen, we are already complaining about trying to maybe push Jackson onto the left wing. Yeah. So imagine if you have to do that for Gyökeres. You know what I mean? So this is why, yeah, you have
another striker that doesn't want to be in the box, son.
Exactly. And listen, we cooked Jackson about box movement.
And his link up isn't that great. His link up ain't that great. His back to goal game ain't that great. His hold up ain't that great. His shooting is phenomenal. His shooting's phenomenal. No one will take that away from him. Yep. His instincts are very good, but he can't head the ball. Like, there's so many weaknesses, bro. I just listed so many weaknesses.
Listen, HA, yeah. I don't know.
Are we gonna rebuild the team around Gyökeres then?
No, we can't do that. I'll be honest. Hey, listen, HA.
No, seriously, because they built that team around Gyökeres at Sporting. Are we gonna build the team around Gyökeres? I'm asking a question.
No.
Chat. You had 96 goals in 100 games. Good for you. When half the fucking league you can't name, and half of them sound like a street name, then come talk to me.
The problem is, boys, when he's facing, do you think Gyökeres is going to be able to cook against a low block? That's what we need to think about now, because that's the teams you're going to be facing. 60% of them, 40% of them are going to be playing low to mid blocks. That's who we're going to be facing, chat. So we need to realize, okay.
Let me list some teams in this. Let me list some teams in this league for you guys. Okay, let me list them for you. Boa Vista, Farnese, AVS, Estrela Amadora, Nacional, Gil Vicente, Aruca, Rio Ave, Morionez, Casa Pia, what a place. Astorela Pariah. Bro, Santa Clara, Familico. Bro, these 90% of the league's dead. 90% of it. It's Braga, Sporting, Porto, and Benfica. That's it. And those teams are still dead in Europe.
Yeah, I just listen again. I want to listen. One of the things I've spoken about before is that he's not facing low block teams, boys. He's not facing teams where he has to unlock them. You're only going to get 1 to 2 chances, bro. I said this before Joey even came in. Yeah, I said this to Joey. Yeah, just quickly before I come back to this. Can he on a rainy night on Christmas Eve? You know what I mean? In the December pictureless fixture in the Stadium of Light. You know what I mean? Chelsea away, Sunderland game. Now I know Sunderland may not play exactly the same way as they did back in the day. Yeah, but that's probably that's what you're going to be facing then. Is he going to be able to do the job then? That's what you got to ask yourself, man. For me, yeah, I understand when we bought DELAP. I understand, yeah, the guy himself. I know he's a working process. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I look, and then when I speak about, yeah, EKITIKE, I understand again.
Stadium he's a working. That got me, son. It's a stadium light part that got me.
That's what it's called. What do you want me to say? What? That's what the stadium's called. Again, EKITIKE, and listen, I can understand that. But at least, you know, when I've got EKITIKE, I've got a plan B and another guy. I understand that it's going to be vice versa, but I can at least know I'm going to have one that's hot, then the other one's going to be cold. The whole of Gyökeres, yeah, is that I'm going to be honest with you. He's been in a league that's not too tough. There's been a pedigree of strikers that have failed at different places for different number of reasons. There's another striker that you tried to buy that's cooking in that league and that's already scored half his goals in only one season. Yeah. And people are trying to buy him already. So again, I just look at that and I'm just like, objectively speaking, there's a lot of red flags there. I'm trying to minimize the number of red flags I'm trying to buy now. Again, if I'm not going to be getting Osimhen, right, the remaining guys, I'm looking for the guys with the least red flags. DELAP was a no-brainer because he's got the least red flags, right? In terms of he's had a season similar to Jackson with lower amounts of assists in terms of the team providing for him, right? And he's got 1 year of Premier League experience. EKITIKE,
EKITIKE though, the thing with EKITIKE is the technical level is so much higher.
Yes.
Like it's so much higher, bro. Like it's not even like close. It's like so much higher than where Joker
Good point,
is.
Somali. Good point, Somali playing too. Yeah, Sammy was very highly rated in La Liga, even though he was playing again in a weaker team, much like DELAP, yeah, where there wasn't that much service for him. I think, listen, I can understand that too, Gabriel. That's why, for me, you know, I'm just pointing out with all of these guys, there's going to be obvious red flags. It's just about where is your limits.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hear it though. I hear it.
That's why I come back to it. I think with the EKITIKE, the one thing I can give him is that he actually banged before he went to Bundesliga. He was banging and Ligue 1, but then he went to PSG, which was the wrong move in my personal opinion, because he came in the era of Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, right, which was not a great era to be coming into PSG into, and then he moved on. And it's a good thing that he's been able to get back on track in terms of his progression as a player. I think his price is 80 million. That's the difference, though. His price is 80 million EKITIKE right now. Right?
I also think that price tag is very movable.
Yeah. The problem with Nkunku and Tell don't play the way he does, though. That's the difference. I think, again, Tell, yes, he does his thing, but I think EKITIKE, he has the ability to
Tell is actually a winger.
Yes.
Nkunku,
you have to build a whole system around him, by the way. Nkunku, you have to build a whole team around. Again, this is something that we've debated about multiple times on this channel, and I've had to explain. He needs a team around him to make him tick. That's the whole point. Nkunku needs even a striker in front of him that works with him alongside. Yeah, thanks, man. Much appreciated. Why can't Chelsea act like Liverpool? Okay.
Liverpool are going for EKITIKE, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, but like again, I don't understand.
Yo, that's the funniest shit in the world. Yo, I swear to God, bro.
I feel like he feels like he's meant to say.
Every year we're fucking in a transfer battle with Liverpool. Every fucking year for the most part. Why can't we act like Liverpool? Well, the only thing Liverpool have is fucking two old men that have been playing this league for fucking the last 10 years. That's the only difference, bro.
No, but I think Charles's point, I think what he actually means, I'm gonna be a bit more nicer than you are, is that I think he's trying to say because they're trying to get works, we should be being serious here and trying to be getting Osimhen. I think that's what he's trying to say. Again, the problem is we need to realize, guys, we are, again, I always talk about the word reality. You know what I mean? We need to realize the reality we're in. Okay? The club has a way they do stuff, they have their own wage structure now. We need to see how, and as such,
correct.
If he doesn't suit the wage structure, it is what it is.
Correct. Well, they'll complain regardless on what fucking comes up.
Yeah, and the thing is, the reason why they might be going for Conceição Ramos because they're gonna probably spend quite a bit of money on a works, right? So
yeah, and did you see that they're what's it called?
What are you saying, bro? Is it about Luis Diaz?
No, it's not. No, with Wirtz, they're trying to penny pinch it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So they need to spend. They're gonna probably have to spend a lot of money just to make that deal happen, right? So
because they're already 20 million short of what they were of what
exactly
of what Bayern Leverkusen are willing to accept at this current moment. They're only offering like 85 million right now, and Bayern Leverkusen want over 100, a little over 100. So yeah, like I mean, I don't want to be like Liverpool in that manner, to be honest.
Rust in peace. I'm gonna save your comment. Good comment, Rust in peace.
Very good comment. Very good comment. But that's why I would rather have EKITIKE because he's a different profile to DELAP.
Save that comment as well from CFC Steve. Which striker do you guys want now to be our starting striker? I think we should let them fight it out. To be honest, let's see how they do. Let's let them
get both and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Real Madrid are in on the works race. We'll see. You know what I mean? If Liverpool can't pay out the big bucks for it, then other teams are eventually gonna have to come in to get him. So
come and get him. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that's just the way it works. We've made almost 200 mil off the PL season and Conference League results with a Club World Cup minimum 50 million on the way. I don't want to hit Osimhen wage issues. Oh, bro,
send it to me in my Twitter, bro. Send it to me on my Twitter. Send me what your theory is on Twitter. I'll put it up on my channel.
As I've said before, I understand your point, but the club is doing. This is the way the club runs. I can't control that, bro. So what do you want me to do, bro? If this is the way our club runs, there's nothing we can do. I don't understand. I don't really understand this logic. Like we know the way the club runs. That these clubs are trying to be sustainable now. I don't know if you've heard that before. We don't have a guy that's willing to take millions of
HA, the reason there's a reason why nobody's going for Osimhen. Like, It's the only reason. The reason why no one's going for Osimhen because Saudi's the only one who can afford what he wants. Period.
Listen, and David, I listen. I hear it. You're not gonna hear me disagree with you. I think that's fair. So, name me one Chelsea player that
Yeah.
gets into.
You know what though?
Oh,
I'm ready.
okay.
I'm ready for us to get Gyökeres. You know why? Because what's going to end up happening? We're going to get Gyökeres, and then they're going to call him Lukaku.
I can't do that, man, because I'm gonna.
They're going to do the
myself.
Lukaku thing all over again, bro. Every fucking touch, everything, bro. It's going to be Lukaku all over again, except they get to do a little celebration at the end of goals. That's the only difference. That's what they'll be. It'll be exactly like that again, all over again, bro. We'll be right back to where we were 2 or 3 years
ago. When we
ago.
do that, man, when you start doing that, bro, some people are gonna. I'm gonna crash it, bro. You know me, bro. I'll actually just like lose it.
Yeah, I thought you were actually an EKITIKE fan. You were in all these other chats earlier.
Joey, I have a 10 point. Fair enough. Run me in Burma for the right wing if you get Hugo. I'll be honest, man. And Burma dream. I think we just need to put the fries in the bag on that one, man. I don't think it's happened. I'll be honest, but I hear you, though. Hey,
I do hear the Burma thing.
I don't mind EKITIKE really, but if you get Gyökeres, the Goons will have an unreal meltdown.
Nah, I hear it.
That's true. You know, I mean, Liverpool basically wanted our home midfield.
Literally, all three of them. They had pictures of all three of them sitting in the same. First, it was Caicedo, Enzo, and Jude, and then it turned into Caicedo, Enzo, and Lavia. They wanted all three of them from us.
Chelsea channel, listen, big up to Ange Nation, big up to our boy Jacob, man. I hope you do well, man.
Big up Jacob, son.
I'm so happy for Jacob, man. You know what I mean? I've never seen Jacob this happy in a long while, man.
Yeah, bro. If there's a few people that I'm happy for Spurs winning a trophy, Jacob is definitely one of them. 100%.
Exactly. Don't worry, man. Staffy, he's all yours, man. You got to face Newcastle for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And you know what? Beat Newcastle out for him first before speaking about us, because if we wanted to get in, we would get in and get him.
I'll be honest with you, Staffy, man. I don't know if you're gonna beat Newcastle for him as well. You know,
we would come in and get him, bro.
Newcastle, I think, will get him over you though. I just think like the UCL thing, having this no Europe is gonna hurt you guys. I think, in my personal opinion. What's it called? Gyökeres-ish. Yeah, fair enough. Happy Spurs fans ain't that bad. Hate Spurs, but Jacob's a real one. Fair enough.
I do think if Gyökeres went to Italy, he'd probably cook.
Yeah, listen, I
just don't think he was Italy.
Any striker that goes to Italy cooks there, bro. I'll be honest, man.
Literally, you know look at Moyes' team, bro. He was a bum for 4 years straight,
bro.
Including
all I needed, was I forget the legend's name. They used to be the Lazio striker. He used to consistently get 30 goals a season. Immobile, bro.
Yeah.
Just to get consistent goals.
Yeah.
Belotti's another one. Shout out to Belotti, man. Belotti all the time. 20 goals a season in Italy consistently. Yeah, man. I needed them, bro. You know what I mean? When I saw Lukaku get that goals, after what he was doing in the front, I was like, yeah, man. See, I'm seeing it now, man. I see it now, man. I'll be honest, man. I don't rate Thuram, and Thuram's getting numbers there, man. So
I think Thuram is the one striker in that league that actually could cook in another place.
Tomato. You know who has another one? Tammy. You know what I mean? Tammy actually cooked in that league. You know what I mean? As well.
Yo, that's a very good point, actually.
Yeah. So listen, McTominay City out best. I can't lie to you, man. Crazy. That's crazy, man. But we move, man. Just fair. Our Chelsea fans nice and happy up to me than other Spurs fans mental. Hey, man, listen, the game's the game, man. The game's the game. But listen, let's actually talk about something else I want to talk about before we get to the wingers, which is centre backs. What? See, this I need to get a new mouse, man. This mouse is broken. Fair enough. But Chelsea have been quiet again for Jared Banthwaite and advanced on talks for Jero Hato, who's ideally with 2 new defenders. So that is the 2 guys we're targeting. Now, obviously, Hato, we know he obviously he's a vice captain at Ajax, very highly rated. A lot of clubs are in for him. I think he's a very talented guy. You would actually solve a lot of issues for us again if you think that Vega's already leaving the club, right? Can play in that left back role that Kukurea plays in. Can also play the LCB. Again, I'm not too, but I'm okay with getting a signing like him. I don't know about you, bro.
I'm not mad about it. I just think that there's better options in that role that you can try and go and get personally.
That's
like
fair enough.
more
Who would
experienced
you
guys.
ideally get? That's actually a good question to ask as well.
Piero Hincapié, son.
Fair enough. I don't really mind. Again, I don't mind that.
Like, you can get Hincapié. It covers both positions just like Hato does. He's 24, already won a league with Leverkusen. Like, starter for Ecuador. Like, that's the kind of signing you can go and get personally.
And it'll be relatively cheap. I'll be honest with you as well. The other guy obviously is Branthwaite. You know, even though I watch a lot of Premier League football, I haven't watched him that much this season. But you know, I know United was after him last season. This season, obviously, I don't know how he's done this season, to be honest. But
All right.
he's been all right. How old is he? He's not 22, like 22, 23.
Yeah, he's like 22.
Again, my thing about him would be age, you know, or ideally maybe like a bit more of experience had there. That's one of the reasons why I've been advocating a bit more for a guy type signing. But he seems to be, again, if I trust the sporting directors at the very least when it comes to him. And so again, if you get Hato and Branthwaite, I'd probably be a little bit lower on the totem pole only because I probably would much rather if you're gonna get if you get Gurley and Hato, I think that's a much better aspect in my personal
Yeah,
opinion.
they're saying Gage's going to Newcastle.
I know, man. That's the thing, man. That's what I was hoping maybe the club can, you know, do a little cheeky hijack there, but we'll see what happens there, man.
I think that you could play Hincapié with Levi Colwell.
You know what, man? You know, if I'm the club, man, I want to be seeing what they say about Bissek, man, price wise. What do you think? What do you think the price is for Bissek?
They're looking for 30 to 40.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's someone I'm looking at. He's 25, 10 25. I wouldn't mind doing a bit of a cheeky signing there. That's a guy I look at. I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to spread the bread.
Bro, he's been linked with like West Ham and Tottenham, bro. It's not even like the greatest.
This is nasty work, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Weird links, bro. I would take Bissek has been my number one center back option for a while.
And he's a unit, bro. He's a unit too. And he's a unit, bro. I'm hoping maybe he's like a, you know what I mean, out of nowhere signing. Like, you know what I mean? One of them ones where. But listen, I wouldn't mind Branthwaite again. I wouldn't mind Hato. I don't think any of these guys are bad. I know the club was linked with Hanko. You know,
he just got scooped up by Saudi today.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Bloody hell, man! These Saudi guys, man, damn, they're ruining the game.
They are ruining the game. People don't realize it. They're ruining it, and they're funding rebuilds. That's what they're doing. They're ruining the game and funding rebuilds.
Swap deal Bissek for Buddy Shield plus money. That's what I'm saying. Let's make it happen.
That's good money. That's a good deal. I don't even think you need to do a plus money situation. Just swap.
Exactly. And I think for me, you would be making a good amount of money on that one. And yeah, I don't think listen, Branthwaite's a unit as well, of course. So I feel like that one, that's a win-win situation.
The only thing with Branthwaite, right, is he's also left-footed. So like, it means we're going two left-footers. Because Colwell is obviously our starter.
Mm-hmm. The other comment I think I obviously want to talk about was in regards to the obviously the winger. Chelsea want to sign one more winger. Chelsea loving Jamie Gittins. There's more options. I know SI Phillips made a report, I think, on his channel thing that he also said that I think we've gone back in for Nico Williams, like asking about what was required for us to like actually buy him again. Right?
Yo, guys, you guys can say he's 2-footed all he wants. He plays on the left-hand side only.
Big up to EP Tough, man. Hope you do well, my brother.
He plays on the left-hand side only. So you guys can tell me how 2-footed he is all you want.
But, you know, obviously this is a good question. This is the question, obviously, I wanted to come back to. Obviously, like a box striker. That's the question that obviously Rust in Peace mentioned. I've said this before. I'm looking at that sort of thing and I'm thinking, okay, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. I personally would not want Gittins. My personal opinions. I probably would be in the same range of Nico Williams as well. Now, because if I want a goal scoring sort of guy,
bro, here's the thing, right? I'm not buying Gittins for 70 million. Right? If you're telling me Gittins was 40, I would actually be okay with it, the signing. I wouldn't be that like upset about it. But just go get me fucking Rodrigo if you're gonna be spending 70 million on Gittins.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like what are we doing now? Go get me Rodrigo. Like that's what I'm doing.
I think, listen, Rodrigo's not a bad option. I wouldn't mind Barcola if he's available. Again, he's a guy that can do that. I think of attacking the box and scoring goals. If we're serious about getting a goal scoring winger on that left hand side, I need to think. Trying to think about other guys, barring Rodrigo and him, that I would probably look at as well. Yildiz, but the thing of Yildiz, I think he's more of a 10. That's the thing for me.
Yeah.
If I'm bringing in Yildiz, I would bring him to be a 10. And listen, I would love to bring Yildiz either way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you want to bring him for the 10 role.
What foot does Kudus play with?
I think he's right-footed. Barcode.
Staffy, I'm in like a numbness right now about the Knicks. I'm numb right now. I'm literally numb. I don't even have any feelings. I don't have nothing. He's left-footed. Okay, that's that. Yeah. We can scrap that then.
Yeah, Sane on a free. No. Hell no. Thank you.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah, he's never been the same post ACL, bro. You know what I
mean? Yo, put that comment's great. Keep it up for a second. Keep it up for a second, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yo, son.
Yeah, I listen. I think for me, again, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I've just said one or two guys that are just fairly realistic.
Nah, he's on a $200K a week right now, bro. And honestly, I'm breaking the wage structure for Rodrigo. I don't give a fuck. I'm giving him the Reece James contract. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you see, this is what I'm talking about, man. Axe, man, chill out, bro. You know what I mean? Redemption.
I'm giving Rodrigo that Reece James contract. That's what I'm doing. He's 250 flat.
You know the thing of, listen, man, we got Sterling back now, man. You know, I was just thinking about this the other day, man. Damn, I don't even know how we're gonna get him out. Yeah, there's no way they're getting both. All right, Marlon, let's be realistic, brother. You know what I mean? They've got Havertz in the team. There's no way that's gonna happen. Sesko is going to end up like hoiling at Arsenal. Fair enough. But listen, I think for me, at the end of the day, if you're adding realism to the equation, if you're adding a lot of stuff to the equation, in my personal opinion, I'll put it quite simply. Rodrigo, hopefully, reality, maybe Nico Williams probably comes in, you know. I could see Nico Williams coming in. What are your thoughts? Do you think that could happen?
Nico Williams? Us going for Nico Williams?
Yeah, I think Nico Williams.
He's injured right now.
Oh, is he? I don't even know. But apparently we've tried to we're looking at trying to get him apparently. So
yeah, I mean we got linked to Rodrigo today too.
He's right-footed, Joey. I have another Argentine left wing for you, Chelsea. All right, listen. Garnacho, I don't think he's going to come to the club. I actually think it's very interesting.
I got a Senegalese striker for you, Yusuf.
Yeah. I actually was going to say, I think Garnacho's links have actually gone really quiet as of recently.
So for us, he's not got. To us, they've been they've gone quiet because we're not interested in him.
Yeah,
like
that's the point. That's the point.
We're never really that interested in him. We were interested in him for like 35-40 million. If we were going to steal him from United, then yeah, we were okay doing it. Yeah, it was never going to happen.
Exactly.
United is in such financial turmoil, and they need cash as quickly as possible for them to be able to do deals. Exactly. Like it was never going to happen because Chelsea was trying to pull their shirt over their head, over United's head, and say, "Here's half of it, and you can take it and you can fuck off." That's literally it. Well, now he's going back with Ten Hag, probably. Garnacho will probably end up at Bayer Leverkusen after the Wirtz deal.
What's it called? Sterling, the king is dead. Long live the. Okay, listen. Thank you for that, man. But we're not making.
Thanks for paying for him for the last year. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Ten Hag's. Oh my God. Rodrigo or Barcola for the left wing. Yeah, I think it's probably you want to hope that's going to be on those two realistically. We'll see what happens, but I think that's pretty much all that I know about so far. In terms of like goalkeepers, is there any goalkeepers that I'm aware of? I don't really think there's even that many goalkeepers that we're.
No, but I am going live in like 25 minutes.
Make sure to go to obviously Web Sports. His name's already in the comment section. Okay, make sure to go there. I'm gonna have to redirect to Staffy because I promised Staffy beforehand, so I'm gonna redirect to Staffy for today. But obviously, make sure to go there. His comments already there. Make sure to subscribe. How many are you on 1K now? Surely, aren't you?
No, I'm not on 1K yet.
Listen, we need to get to 1K, man. There's over 187 of you guys in here. Let's get my boy to 1K, please.
I'm like halfway to 800 right now. I'm like 750 right now.
Listen, we need to listen. There's over 187. What's it called? There's over 176 to you. Let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen.
Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. But listen, as always, I've been your host of the Most Abridged Nation. You know my boy Web Sports. We will all right. Stay behind after we end the stream, Joe. Yeah. But obviously, listen, make sure to be here tomorrow. I think I will do a stream tomorrow. It's any other usual breaking news. It'll be a nice little short, relaxed stream. But listen, I've been your host of the Most Abridged Nation. Like, share, subscribe. Peace and too cool.